Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here. I am dedicating this practice to my dear late friend, Deborah Gorham, who taught me women's studies in 1971 and set me on my path, as it turns out, as a professor and writer. And I was a witness to her leave taking day before yesterday, and it was a very powerful experience with her beautiful family. And I am dedicating this to Deborah and to her beautiful family in Canmore and scattered all across the continent. I want to, first of all, uh, let you know that the theme is Santosha, which is the second of the niyamas, which is the sort of the principles of kind of self-knowledge and self-care. And Santosha is contentment, which is a subtler form of happiness. And it's intended to sort of catch the joy as it flies, to imagine that you are able to conjure up a sense of your life. One of the teachers says that Santosha or contentment is learning to love your life. So this is a long journey and a beautiful one. So we'll center ourselves thinking about learning to love our life, and we will pause to find the joy therein, and we will hopefully feel energized for our day as a response. I'm going to begin by reading a poem by Mary Oliver from her book, A Thousand Mornings, and it's the first poem in the book. I go down to the shore in the morning, and depending on the hour, the waves are rolling in or moving out. And I say, oh, I am miserable. What shall I do? And the sea says in its lovely voice, excuse me, I have work to do. So we're going to begin by sitting on our mat in a star shape, with our legs in a star shape. I'm going to move this a little bit closer. And we're just going to move our body from here, which is I can't remember the yogic. It's called butterfly in Yin Yoga, but in Hatha Yoga it's called something else, which I cannot recall. So we're just going to we can do our special toe wrapping here if we like, and weave our toes one between the other. This is a very good toe exercise. You might actually feel it up your calf. You can massage your calf if it gets a bit cramped when you move your toes like that. We're not used to that, but these are very good. These toe exercises are good for us, especially as we age, I think. And we can just sit and rest here. And I'm going to invite you to take your index finger and your pointer finger and first finger and put it on the bridge of your nose, or you can fold them down. And you're going to put your baby finger and your accompanying finger on your left nostril and your thumb on your right. We're going to start by inhaling through our left. So we close our right nostril. We inhale through our left. 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. And then we close that nostril and we exhale through our right. 2, 3, 4. And this is an Anuloma of Viloma. Okay, and we're going to inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale, left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, left. Hold. Exhale, right. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale, left. Hold. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Hold. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Hold. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Hold. Exhale, left. And now we're just going to inhale and exhale. We can unhook our toes, and we're going to go back into happy baby pose. And we're going to say a mantra, which is you repeat each line 3 times. And it is, we're just going to go back into our happy baby pose here. Hold our feet, the outer edges of our feet, or whatever part of your body you can manage. You could hold on to your shins if you like. And this just allows your back body to relax into the ground. So we're holding onto our feet and we're going to say, I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. I am secure. I am secure. I am secure. I am secure. I am serene. I am serene. I am serene. I am serene. And now we're just going to breathe. And we can drop our feet down into a star shape. You can put something underneath your thighs if you like. And we're just going to rest here and let our inner thighs open a little bit. Our upper body is open. We can open our arms out. And you want to make sure that you don't feel any strain in your lower back. If you feel strain, just fold your knees up and put them together on the mat. Okay, we're just going to open ourselves up, breathing, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. We're going to close our knees together and we're going to move into a sitting position. We're going to come back to that star shape and do a little bit of a twist here. So we're going to reach our right arm up and we're going to turn from the bottom of our torso to the left, and we can use our left arm behind us to give us a little bit of leverage. And we're turning from, and then we're going to drop our hand down, rest it on our knee, and you can use that to give yourself a little bit more of a twist here. And we're just breathing easily here. Inhaling, I am safe, I am secure, I am serene. And we're going to turn the other way, left arm up, right arm pushing into the ground to turn our body from the bottom of our torso. And then we can drop our hand down and turn. I am safe, I am serene, I am secure. And we're going to turn back. We're going to I invite you to put your legs out in front of you in Dandasana. And just go forward with your back straight for a few moments, and then round over your feet any amount. You can hold on to the outer edges of your feet, your shins. You can use a strap if you like, but this is just a very relaxing pose. We're inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. With every exhalation, we might feel our body moving closer to the ground, or we might feel unexpected pain, in which case you should come up. And we're going to roll ourselves up. We're going to put one knee and one foot into our inner thigh. And once again, we're going to do a little bit of a twist here to the extended leg and fold over. And you can use your hand or a strap to hold on to your foot, or you can hold on to the other edge of your foot and then just fold over any amount. And all the time we're inhaling good energy, and we're exhaling whatever it is that's bothering us. We're inhaling and exhaling and folding over. Inhaling and exhaling. And I should have said you can put something underneath your buttocks. That helps tilt your body forward and helps you go down a little bit. So we're going to extend both our legs, and then bring our left leg into our inner thigh. And once again, we're going to do that little torque to our extended leg so that we are a little bit twisted here. And we can use our left hand in this case to catch the outer edge of our foot, and that helps us move our body down. And we're just inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And now we're going to come up again. We can just roll up. And we can bring our feet back in. We can back into that little star. And we can see how our legs feel now. And we'll put our feet together. We can just get up and move into our sun salutations from the top of the mat. We'll do some variations on sun salutation. We'll just do some very soothing openings. So we're going to go arms up, inhale, exhale, forward fold. And we're going to just hang suspended here for a moment. You can put you can hook your hands into your elbows and just rest here. You'll feel it's not actually a completely restful pose, because we're feeling the energy in our feet. We feel the movement of our feet into the ground, grounding ourselves with our heels and our toe mounds, our big toe mound and our other toe mounds. And we're just going to hang suspended here for a moment. And now we're going to release our arms and come up into straight back with a little bit of a back bend here, and fold over again. Then we're going to come up, arms up, inhaling, and then exhaling into Tadasana. So the mountain pose, we're standing strong in our mountain. I think Debbie loved the Adirondacks, not the Rocky Mountains. So this is definitely an Adirondack pose. And we're going to inhale and look up. And fold over again, exhaling. And this time, we're going to come up halfway with a little bit of a back bend. and go down. And we're going to put our right foot back. And we're going to drop our knee down, our front leg at 45 degrees. We're inhaling and raising our arms up over our head. And then we are putting our hands down, framing our front foot, extending our front foot back into a plank. Now here what you can do is just rest here with your inner elbows pointing in. And this is a very good isometric exercise just to get some strength in our body. Now, if you're tired, just put your knees down. That's not a problem. And you can always go back like this into child pose, if you like. Or you can stay in plank here. And what I've learning to do is I've got my toes turned under here, and then I just shift forward with my toes when I'm coming down so that my arms are underneath my shoulders. And then I'm going to push up into a small cobra, a baby cobra. And then I'm going to come down. Then I'm going to push up into another baby cobra. And then I'm going to come down. One more time into a cobra. And then I'm going to come down. And this time I'm going to turn my feet, my toes under, and come up into downward dog. So you push your bottom up. You can stand on your tippy toes. You can feel your sit bones going up, and your legs are straight. And then you can lower your heels. Go. And you'll feel the energy moving into your hands, into your feet, and out the tailbone. You'll want to roll your arms out to open up your back and relax your head. We're inhaling here and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. We're going to lift our right leg up and put it forward between our hands. And then our left leg is coming forward and we're folding over our torso here. Is folding over. And we're going to come up. Inhaling and arms down. Exhaling. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, straight back. A little back bend. And forward fold. Now the left leg goes back. The knee goes down. And arms go up. Inhaling. And right leg goes back into a plank. We're going to rest here for a moment. Once again, developing strength. This is very good weight-bearing bone work for your bones if you have ailing bones. If you don't have ailing bones, this is a good exercise to prevent ailing bones. And we're going to lower down, or you can go down knees, chest, chin. I'm going to go down in chaturanga, and I'm just going to tip forward a little bit and go down. And now I'm going to just rest here for a moment, put my forehead on my overlapping hands, inhaling and exhaling. And I'm going to extend my arms back, my forehead on the floor, and I'm just going to lift my right shoulder up, and then my left shoulder, lower my right shoulder, lower my left shoulder, raise both shoulders up, keeping your head on the ground, and then lower them down. And this time, I'm going to raise my shoulders up, and my head is going to come up as well. And my hands with the palms facing the ceiling are going to come up, and we're just going to rest here, breathing, feeling the extension, feeling our arms the strength in our arms, feeling the strength in our back body. We shouldn't feel any, we should be pressing our pelvis into the floor, and we shouldn't be feeling any strain at all in our lower back. And now you can raise your legs up if you feel like it. They don't go up too far in my case. And we're in a full locust here. And we're going to come down. And we'll do this one more time. We're going to, first of all, raise our shoulders, our head, our arms, and then our legs. Pointing your toes and feeling the strength of this posture. You should be looking down towards the corner of the room, not the, so that your neck isn't sore. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And then put your hands underneath your shoulders. And we're going to push back into plank and come up into downward dog. We're going to put our left leg forward and then our right leg into a forward fold. And we're going to inhale and come up and exhale down. Standing into Dandasana, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, up, forward fold. Right leg back, left leg back, plank. And this time we're going to just move our right leg forward into a pigeon pose, which is 45-degree angle at its peak, and any other degree, depending on how your hips are. But this is a lovely hip opening exercise. And we're just going to feel ourselves sitting up here. Now, this is as good as it gets for some of us at any particular point in our life. And that's just perfectly fine. All of these postures, you're your own teacher. You need to find your own way through these postures. And you'll want to feel the opening in your front left hip and in your right buttock. There should be an opening there. If you can move down, you can do that. Otherwise, you can stay here. Or you can go back into a child's pose or any resting pose. I'm going to move forward with my hands and put my elbows down and rest here. I have this foot flexed. That helps protect your knee. And then I'm going to go down onto my forehead and stretch out prostrate on the ground. Just giving myself over to the posture. Letting myself go. Feeling I would say for me it's a kind of stretchy, deep serenity in this pose. Inhaling and exhaling again. Working to inhale energy and exhale whatever it is that's straining us or stressing us out. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to walk up and we're just going to extend our leg back into a plank again and lift. We're going to go back into downward dog, lift our leg up and bring it forward, the left leg forward, flexing your foot into 90 degrees or a variation thereof. And I just extend my back leg down, and I'm up on my fingertips here with my back leg extended, feeling a real opening in my front right hip, in my left glute, and I'm going to come down onto my forearms. And I invite you whatever your body is teaching you to do, rest if you need to. There's no right way to do your yoga postures at this point. There are right ways in terms of protecting your body from injury, but there's no absolute progress or absolute posture you need to attain. And we're going to extend our arms out. And we're just going to let ourselves dissolve here in whichever aspect of the posture feels good. And this letting go is really about feeling you are where you need to be at this moment. This is where it's at. And I'm going to walk up again and extend that leg back into a downward dog. There, we'll just have 5 breaths here and rest. Once again, you're rolling your outer arms out, your shoulders out, your outer arms out. Well, your shoulders are actually in a kind of wing pattern when you've got your arms extended over your, but if you roll your outer arms out, it gives you a little more room, and you can let your head go. You can let your jaw go. You can remove the tongue from the upper part of your mouth. You can relax that. And just rest here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And I'm just going to come forward into a plank, and then I'm going to assume an upward dog here, or you could go down and do a low cobra. And you're wanting to feel what one of my teachers calls the jewels of my organs. Feel them moving up and back. Our navel is moving towards our spine. We're feeling a strength in our arms. Our shoulders are open. And we're going to come back into downward dog. And then right leg forward, left leg forward, forward fold, and all the way up. And we're going to stand here facing the long edge of our mat with our legs wide apart. And we're just going to tilt forward from our hips in a wide legged forward fold with a straight back. And you can put your hands on blocks here if you like, or you can put them on the ground. You can move them back so they're underneath your shoulders. And we're just going to rest here. Now, you determine how wide apart you need your legs, but we want to lift up our toes and feel the arches, the inner arches of our feet rise up. I think they're quite surprised. It's early in the morning. The inner arches of our feet are very surprised to be so wide awake. And we can rest here. We can extend our arms out. And we can walk our arms towards our left foot. And we can hold on to our ankles or our shins, depending on where we are. And we can walk ourselves back to the other side, holding on to our shins and extending down. A little twist here. And then we're going to come back, extend out, our arms far out in front of us straight, and really feel the beautiful oppositional energy of yoga. That is, we're feeling the energy moving through from our fingers to our tailbone, and we're feeling the energy moving down into our grounded feet and up our legs, up the backs of our legs. We're going to walk our hands back again, and we'll just turn our left foot out, and we will move over to our left. We can stretch out that way, and you can put, if you feel like it, and you can put your elbows down here, and then we're going to walk back to the right, turn our right foot out, bend our knee, and feel that stretch in the inner thighs. And you can put your elbows down if they reach, or whatever feels good. And we're going to come up, turn our feet in, drop our hands below our shoulders, bent arms, our back is straight, and you can roll up, or you can come up with a straight back. Put your hands on your hip and hinge your hips up and wiggle your feet in. I am safe. I am secure. I am serene. I like this mantra because serenity does not come easily to me. I have a lot of energy, and I like the idea of practicing serenity. Okay, we're just going to move our arms around our body here. And we can bend our knees. Inhaling and exhaling, feeling a kind of liberation, a sort of flight. Okay, now we're going to practice a balancing pose here, and we're just going to. I'm near a wall because my balance is really not very good at all, and I am working on it, but not very successfully. So such is life. So we're going to lift our right knee up, and we're going to move it to the side, and move it to the back, and move it to the front, side, back, front, side, back, front. And we're going to just put our foot on our shin, or you can even put it on your knee. It doesn't hurt your knee, unless you have a knee injury. And then you can put it on in your inner thigh if you like. And this is tree pose. You're going to find a drishti, which is an important concept in yoga. It's a focal point. Oops. But sometimes the drishti doesn't work. And if you focus on a focal point, you can develop a bit more stability. You can put your hands in prayer position. You can raise them up above your head. And we're just going to try and stay here. Now, falling out of the pose is not so much a bad thing as it is an inevitable thing sometimes. So just once you fall out, you can just get back in. And now we're going to lower our foot and come to Tadasana again. And this time we're going to do our left leg in front, knee up, knee to the side, knee to the back, knee to the front, knee to the side, knee to the back, knee to the front. We'll find that focal point, that drishti, to give us a little more stability. And we can bring our leg into our shin, our knee, or our inner thigh. And one side might be, we'll feel the toe mounds and the heel be grounding us on our one foot. And oopsie. And we'll feel the possibility of prayer pose, hands together, whatever you want to call it. Oops, if you're not prayerful. And, or you can put your hands up. And once again, you're focusing on that drishti. You're feeling maybe like a willow in the wind. That's okay. Sometimes trees have a lot of movement in them, and you're rooting down And lower your arms and lower your foot. All right, so let's come back onto our mat here. I can't do the standing postures on my mat. I always find a hard surface, so that can help too. Here we're going to just stand in, Dandasana. We're going to move our feet out 3 or 4 feet apart, whatever feels good. Turn our right foot to the front of the mat, bend our knee, and I have my hands on my hips, but the back foot is moving in on the diagonal. That diagonal is to be determined what feels comfortable for you. And once again, the oppositional energy is our thighs are moving out here. And our front knee at 45 degrees, is over top of our foot here. Once again, these are moving out, and we're feeling a really beautiful extension up to the tip of our head. We can even raise our arms up if we like, and then we're going to lower them down and feel the energy in our arms. This is a very strong pose. I'm kind of tilting. I'm doing a little bit of a tilt with my tailbone to help me with that movement of this spiraling out of my thighs. And now we're going to extend out here. You can drop your hand to your thigh and raise your left arm over to your ear and feel that beautiful diagonal. Now you want to feel a space between your lower ribs and your hips. So you want to feel your torso extending that way. If you like, you can drop your hand down and put your back of your palm on your sacrum, that flat part in your lower, just in your lower spine. And you can just rest here. And we're going to just come up, back into warrior pose. And you can sink a bit lower if you like, feeling, once again, this oppositional pull up, and then the grounding of your lower torso. And what's in between, of course, is your spine, and it's feeling that beautiful opening and spiraling of a limber spine. Okay, we're going to come up again and turn our feet the other way. And basically, it's the same thing on the other side. So we're just going to bend our front knee, feel the 45-degree angle, our knee moving that way, or the thigh opening up this way, back foot on the diagonal. Resting here, feeling the strength of the pose. It's not really a rest because it's a very active pose. And feel your face relax, your tongue, your jaw, and feel the energy in your hands. We're going to, once again, extend out, extend your arm out, out, and then drop it down. You can put your hand down on the ground if you like, into a posture that's lower, or you can just stay here. We're going to raise our arm up on the diagonal, and once again feel our body, our torso, rolling up towards the ceiling. So we're looking up, and our torso is rolling up towards the ceiling. And we're just going to rest here in this beautiful pose for a moment. And we're going to come back to warrior pose. And this time we'll do a little peaceful warrior and go back and back into warrior pose. And a little peaceful warrior back into warrior pose, peaceful warrior back. And then straighten that leg and move. We can move our feet in, and once again standing Dandasana. All right. Now we're standing towards the long end of our mat. We're just going to take a step forward about 3 feet. It's not as wide as that warrior pose. And we're going to turn our torso to the front and turn our back foot in on the diagonal so that our hips are actually facing the short end of our mat. And we're going to hinge at our hips and fold forward into a pyramid pose. And you just want to extend over that front leg, hinging at the hips. And you can just rest here. Now, it might be that you're up here, which is perfectly fine, or down here, or you have blocks here to hold yourself up. And we're going to come down here and just rest suspended here. And now I'm going to plant my right foot is forward, my left hand beside my right foot, and I'm going to rotate into a posture that imagines my front body facing the back of the room, and my right arm is extended up. And we're feeling our legs straight, our tailbone, our hips are, sorry, the back of our tailbone is tipping up, and we're looking up towards our hand here, and just resting here, and feeling the strength of the pose as we move in two directions. Our hand moving down, one hand moving up, and our body turning towards the back of the room. And now we're just going to swing and windmill ourselves up into the pyramid pose again. Okay, now we're going to turn our feet towards the other side, about 3 feet apart, our back foot on the diagonal. And we're going to turn our hips and fold forward into a pyramid pose. And I feel this, like most bodies, my body isn't symmetrical. So this has got a lot more tension in my hamstrings. So I feel the energy moving up the back of my leg, so that I don't feel any tenderness in the upper part where the hamstrings join your hips. You should just feel this beautiful straight-legged extension as you fold over. And now I'm going to just plant my right hand and do this reversal where my torso is turning towards the face the back of the room, and my arm is extending up. And once again, the energy is moving in both directions. And I'm inhaling and exhaling as best I can. Okay. And whenever you're tired, you come up. And once again, we're going to we can use the bottom hand to push off a bit and to rotate ourselves up into our beginning pose where we began the pyramid. We'll turn our feet to the front. All right. Now, sorry, my clock keeps turning off and okay. So we're going to try another balance pose, because where one balance pose is good, sometimes two balance poses are even better. So we're going to just take Utkatasana, which is chair pose. So we're standing, our feet are facing forward in Tadasana, and we just lift our arms up and feel our bottom sinking into chair pose, and our arms extending up. Then we're going to stand up and lift our left leg up, wrap it around our right. Now you can put it on the floor if you like, or you can wrap it around your leg, whichever is comfortable. And then we're going to sit down into a kind of eagle chair pose here with our arms up, or we can put our right arm under our left and assume eagle arms with our palms together. So we're in this lovely pretzel-y position. And we're going to open our arms up and put our foot down again. Once again, we're going to assume chair position and Utkatasana, and we're going to stand up, lift our right leg up, and wrap it around our shin if we like, or put it on the ground, or you can put it on a block if you have a block. And sink down into the eagle chair variation. And your left arm can come underneath your right. And you can feel these arms, both the hands are moving out and the elbows are moving up in this beautiful eagle pretzel-y position. And now we're going to come up again. And we'll just roll our shoulders out, roll our arms, make our arms wide, wide, wide wings, and then back the other way. Wide, wide, wide wings. And we're going to come to the front of our mat and we're going to sit down and go onto our back for a bridge pose, which is a very good counter pose to the forward folds we've been doing. So we've got our knees here and we're moving, rolling down slowly into our bridge pose. Now we want to plant our feet near our buttocks and press them into the ground and tilt our pelvis up and then roll our pelvis back down. And we'll do this a few times. We're going to tilt our pelvis up and then roll our pelvis down. And this time we're going to press our feet into the ground. You can hold on to the outside of your mat if you like, and this will help you go up and give you some traction. We're going to tilt our pelvis up and feel our thighs and our knees moving to the opposite wall. And I'm going to clasp my hands and roll my shoulders underneath my torso. Feel the pelvis moving up. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And you feel your chest moving up as you are pressing into your feet and your shoulders in the ground. And we're going to extend our arms out and roll down. And we're going to do that one more time. Pressing our feet in, rolling up, putting our shoulders under our torso, feeling our chest moving up, our pelvis moving up. And we're going to bend our right knee, if you feel like it, and extend our right knee up. Have a couple of breaths here, feeling our leg pulling our hips up, and then bend it again and put it down. We'll do the same thing with our left. Pushing it up, pushing up that heel, feeling it, feeling both your hips extending up and your torso. Bend your knee, put it down, and we're going to roll down here. And we're just going to bring our knees into our chest and roll back and forth. Yeah. We're going to extend our legs out here and just rest for a moment with our legs extended. And then you can, in fact, bring your knees up and you can drop them to one side. In this case, we're dropping to the left. I am lifting up my hips and putting them on the side of my hip to drop my knees, extending my arms out. And you can just rest here if you like in this lovely pose. Or you can lift your upper leg up, in this case my left, and I'm hooking my foot underneath my left thigh so that the twist is a little more exaggerated, but you don't have to do this. And now I'm going to extend my right arm up like a clock and move it around. If you feel any pain in your shoulder, just lift your arm up above the ground. You don't have to keep it on the ground. Otherwise, you can just move your arm around. If you feel a sticky spot, you can stop there. And you can move your hand until it touches the other hand. And then it rolls back. Like you can make time go backwards, which is something some of us would like to do. But as it turns out, we can only do that through memories. And memories are a beautiful thing. They are the gorgeous machine that allows us to recapture beautiful moments and to revisit the loved and the lost. And here we are again. And we'll just feel our chest open here and that lovely twist in our body. And we can unhook our feet, put them on the ground, go back onto our back body, and then just lift our hips up, move onto the side, the right side of our body, dropping our knees to the right. And you can feel both shoulders on the ground, hopefully. And you can just rest here if you like. It's a lovely twist, very passive, but powerful. And you can turn your head and look the opposite direction from your knees. Once again, if you want to do a variation, you can lift your left leg up and hook your foot underneath your right thigh and feel that additional stretch in your spine. So we are awakening our spine here. We have grounded the lower half of our body, and we've felt the flight of our upper body in our standing postures and the strength and the incredible lift. And in between the upper and lower body runs that spine that is like a beautiful snake that allows us to move. And we are feeling that lovely awakening of the spine as it twists. And we can move our hands once again. In this case, the left hand, the one that's opposite our knees. And we can find that clock face, move our time back and forth, and revisit some beautiful memories as we move our time, move through time. And once again, we can just extend our arms out. Our face is facing the opposite direction from our knees. And we're just going to rest here for a moment. We're going to go back into our back body with our knees planted in the ground. And here we're going to find a place for final relaxation. Now, you can find whatever posture you want. You can lay here with your knees up. You could lay on your stomach. You could roll onto your side into a fetal position. You could sit up in a cross-legged position. You could find a chair to sit in. We're just going to have a few moments of quiet. And I'm going to invite you to extend your legs out if you're in Shavasana. And you can extend your arms out, relax your shoulders, and hunch your shoulders up to your ears, and then drop them down. You can clench your fists and then drop it down. You can roll your ankles. You can lift your legs up, drop them down. You can lift your hips up, drop them down. You can wiggle back and forth your torso. And you can turn your head from side to side. And I'm just going to invite you once again to just listen. Listen to your body. Listen to your breath. The deep inhalation. The deep exhalation. I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. I am secure. I am secure. I am secure. I am serene. I am serene. I am serene. I go down to the shore. I go down to the shore in the morning, and depending on the hour, the waves are rolling in or moving out, and I say, "Oh, I am miserable. What should I do?" And the sea says in its lovely voice, "Excuse me, I have work to do." And on your next exhalation, you can feel a tingling in your hands, a tingling in your toes. You can feel an ocean breeze drifting across your skin, awakening you. And slowly you can roll onto your side. And push up into a seated position when you feel like it, or you can just stay on the ground. To stay all day contented. Just Say, what the hell? I'm staying here. I'm just breathing today. So, Santosha is a feeling of contentment that is learning to love your life. That doesn't mean you're not questing for a better world or feeling energized to find your way again, but it's learning to love where you are at this moment. I'm saluting my beautiful teacher, Deborah Gorham, who taught me to love social justice, economic justice, justice for women, for BIPOC people before we knew the word BIPOC, for LGBTQ, for trans people who are really having a very hard time at this particular moment in history. And the teacher in me salutes the teacher in you. The student in me, the perennial student in me, salutes the perennial student in you. Thank you. And thank you, Debbie.